We are live. Blake Cousins, welcome back, everybody. This is Third Phase Moon, and we are breaking news to the world right now. Before we get to the callers this Monday, I want to break the news down of what's going down in Japan. Japan had a major earthquake today. People are basically heading for the high hills. But the major story is that, there are a few people hurt. It's great that it wasn't a massive devastation to Japan like the one a few years back. Let me tell you, that was devastating. This one, it seems like everybody made it. Most of the population is safe. And there was a 7.3 magnitude earthquake, 7.3, and it shook up Tokyo, and it struck off the coast of Japan. And there was basically early reports that there was some tsunami indications. But Fukushima basically dodged a bullet on this one. With their major radiated waters, this wasn't good. This wasn't good. But what's really amazing is this breaking news coming in of some kind of UFO burning up across the sky following this Japanese earthquake. A teenager known as Asuka. He's 16. He's from Japan. He filmed this extraordinary sight trailing across the sky just hours after the massive quake. Is there some correlation? There's some kind of correlation. He said it's like a movie. He was preparing to die when he noticed this object in the sky. He thought it was a meteorite because there was an earthquake earlier. But he says it's not a meteorite. No, but we're supplying the link to this story. This breaking news coming out of Japan, basically a massive earthquake and a UFO sighting captured by a teenager there. Well, this is quite extraordinary. This is what it's all about. Breaking the news to the world. Now, if you want to share something to Third Phase of Moon, if you have a UFO sighting you want to report, have you witnessed an alien yourself? Have you been abducted? Have you been taken aboard a ship? Well, that's what Third Phase of Moon is all about. We want to share your stories. So the number to call in tonight, the special Monday night radio show, the number is 347-934-0378. Share your world. Share the stories, the new ones that we've never heard to the world. Well, I'm looking at a whole bunch of stuff, so don't mind me if I'm kind of jumbling my words tonight because there's just so much information coming in. But wow, so if you want to get to the top of the phone line tonight and you want to talk to us right here at Third Phase Moon, press number 1 on your keypad. Press it number 1 on your keypad and you'll get straight to the top of the phone line so you can share your UFO stories. Everybody stand by. Blake Cousins.
Third Phase of Moon. Third Phase of Moon. Third Phase of Moon.
All right. We got to get in touch with Asuka over there in Japan. I want to get his video. I want to enhance this. I want to share it to the world because very suspicious activity during earthquakes, no doubt about it. It's not unusual to have a massive UFO sighting shortly before or after an earthquake. Seismic activity and UFOs, they basically run hand in hand. A lot of evidence coming in, and not just during earthquakes, extreme weather, nuclear blasts, what have you, anything major that goes down, there's going to be UFO events that follow. And I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of UFO videos coming up out of Japan over there, and they're going to be posted up on YouTube. Everybody check out for those. And if you find anything interesting, send it my way. Send it my way right here at Third Phase Moon. We want to see those videos. Help us out, everybody. We want to break it down. Okay, so again, if you want to call into Third Phase Moon Radio, and you got a out of this world story you want to tell us in regards to the UFO alien phenomenon, hit number 1 on your keypad, and you'll be taken straight to the top, and we'll share your stories to the world. So, this breaking news coming out of Japan is very unusual. Not that earthquakes are unusual. It's just what Yasuka captured. Well, Yasuka, some people might say it's, let's see, some people are saying the earth is shaking, the sea is rising, and now the sky is burning. This is getting biblical. Yeah, that's pretty much explains a lot. That's how a lot of people will take this evidence and say this is something of the sign of the times. Something that looks like a photon torpedo to me. Other people are saying, looks fishy to me. Why Japan over and over? Target? I would guess. Interesting. Okay, earthquakes must be total buzzkills. Donald Trump should distance himself from earthquakes. Okay, well, yeah, I don't think Donald has anything to do with this earthquake in Japan, but you never know. Some people say it's not a meteor. They travel at speeds at 25,000 miles per, as fast as up to 100,000 miles per hour. So these things move fast. If this was a meteor or a comet, even the slowest would have covered this distance in about a half a second. That's right. It's so funny. I was just talking about this earlier today. If we were struck by a comet or a meteorite of global devastation, we would only have about a half a second to see this thing coming. We wouldn't be able to really react like you see in the Hollywood movies, as everybody's kind of, running and trying to dodge or get up to high ground and all this. Basically, in a blink of an eye, it'd be done. You wouldn't see it go down. Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody that's in the Flash Chat tonight. Thanks for joining us this special Monday radio show. Let's get to callers. We have an anonymous, unlisted caller. If you're there, say hello. How you doing?
Oh, I appreciate you taking my call, my friend. This is John from New Zealand. I mean, this earthquake that we had, it was the full moon, super duper full moon, and also whether HARP was responsible, whether a new weapon was used, because we saw a big flash of the light, and the earthquake of 8.0, and many thousands of aftershocks, some of them between 6 to 8 again, and now with 7.3 earthquake in Japan. And also, please remember, we were vomiting while it was an earthquake. It was one of the frightening. It was weird. We never. We go through earthquakes, but this was the weirdest ever one, because, the Christchurch also had an earthquake in 2001, as you know. And so we never felt it like that. But we felt ill while during the quake, which lasted about 3 minutes. And so I wanted your input, please, about this issue.
Well, it's wow, thanks for calling. Can you tell me again, sir, where are you calling from right now?
New Zealand.
Sorry, I missed that. Go ahead and say that again. Sorry.
New Zealand, sir. New Zealand.
Oh, got you. New Zealand. Yes, yes. And you recently just had a major earthquake, Christchurch over there.
Eventually, yeah. We got, I mean, as I said, we were so ill and vomiting, and I mean, it was either new weapon was used, or it was a harp, or it was underground experiment. It has been done. Something is fishy about this earthquake, and also full moon was responsible maybe for it, some of it, high tides, So I don't know. Can you explain to us, please?
I don't have all the answers, but I do have theories. And let me tell you, it's very interesting that John Kerry was there, and he visited Christchurch, and right after he left, this earthquake happened. And then right now, breaking news, this earthquake's happening that happened earlier in Japan, and now this incredible UFO sighting or whatever buzzed over Tokyo. Who knows what's going on? All I know is that even here in the Big Island of Hawaii, you've been having a lot of seismic activity. The Ring of Fire is definitely a powerful thing in the Pacific. But let me tell you, I do believe that there is maybe some kind of possible politics, big governments exercising some HARP technology and doing it for reasons unknown. Like I said, I don't have the answers, but there's a lot of evidence out there via video that there's something weird going on over the skies. And wow, in New Zealand, let me ask you, how did the people react? What's the devastation over there? It seems like there's almost like a media blackout. I haven't seen much coverage on the news. What's going on?
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, the first thing that happened, all the supermarkets were emptied. As with the aftershocks were very high, and we were in a state of shock, indeed, a state of disparity, and in a state of full upsetness and sickness, and emergency services was unavailable because of the damages. And so, this earthquake, as you know, it felt wide area. We are talking about similar to the 9.0 in Indonesia. It was incredible.
Wow. So it lasted for 3 minutes. I remember it was in October 2011, I think it was, over here on the Big Island. And we experienced a 7.0, and it lasted for about a minute. And it got a little crazy. It seemed like the ground was about to liquefy. If it went on anything longer than a minute, it felt like things were about to dissolve into the ground. It was starting to basically get out of control. It was very scary. But yours lasted for 3 minutes. It must have been terrifying.
Oh, of course, more than terrifying. We thought that it was end of the end of the world, pretty much, because right now, you need to warn your people to be ready for the major earthquake in North America.
All right. Now, what's kind of scary, what's scary to me, too, not only Japan and New Zealand, Los Angeles, one of the third powerful, most, I think, top three in the financial market in the world. And it's only a state of the United States. And they're predicting that there's going to be an earthquake probably between 7.5 or 8.0 within 2 years. And this prediction was basically predicted about a half a year ago. And now they're discovering new fault lines up there in Northern California, longer than they expected. They're connected. And, so people are getting prepared for that. They're doing drills right now, preparing for something big in California. I'm not a doomsday kind of guy. I'm not saying that the sky is falling and it's the end of the world, but it seems like the utopia of California and everything else. People go on every day like it's really bliss, but then
Sure.
nobody's talking about this stuff.
Exactly. I mean, there was a big news blackout because only major newspapers in UK, they had covered it for a few days at the most, and then they dropped it. I mean, still we are having aftershocks. Still we are edgy, and still, life is not going to go back to normal in New Zealand, in Christchurch, and everywhere else. This was felt big. Australia felt it. Major areas in the world, they felt it. So I think what your scientists are predicting, I think is much more closer in North America is for the major earthquake shift. So you guys better prepare, because we were kind of not prepared, and we saw mass rational in the supermarkets after the earthquake. It was a mess. So you should learn from us and be ready, and at least you have to have 20 days of worth of water and food available. Otherwise,
wow,
you
yeah,
will be in trouble.
yeah, definitely. It could be very. That happens so fast, and it just comes out of nowhere when you least expect it. Sometimes it seems like it happens in the morning. If you ask me, it seems like right when dawn starts to kick in, and the sun is just about rising, and it's still dark out there, and it's early morning, and everything's real quiet. Then all of a sudden, boom, and everything's rumbling. And now I think to myself, when I was in Los Angeles just a few months ago, I was thinking to myself, what if it happened right now? How are people going to get to high ground along the coastal off the coast over there in Southern California? The traffic would basically come to a standstill. Nobody would be able to go anywhere, and everybody would be stuck in their cars and sitting ducks. I don't hear any kind of preparedness or any kind of first responder action that makes any sense for anybody to get to high ground immediately. It's just there is no evacuation point if this were to go down in Southern California and a massive tsunami struck it. It's just mind-boggling.
Exactly, indeed. I am very much agree with you, my friend. I'm from Third Phase Moon, and we love you, and we pretty much we follow you. We follow your information all the time from all over the world, and thank you very much for you giving me the time to be in your beloved show.
Wow! Spread the word. Appreciate it so much. And a caller from New Zealand giving us updates in regards to his experience, and he has questions. Is there a correlation between HAARP and earthquakes? What's up with Japan and this massive UFO sighting just moments after this earthquake? An hour or so afterwards. Is there a correlation? And I got a feeling there were some UFO sightings right before this earthquake in Japan recently. I'd lay money on it. Anyway, this is Third Phase of Moon Radio. It's Monday night, and if you've got something you want to share with me tonight, you want to share it with the world, have you seen a UFO? Hit number 1 on your keypad, and you'll be taken straight to the top. Blake Cousins, Third Phase Moon. We'll be right back. When the ground shook and the seas rose, people ran. They ran to higher ground. Who made it there first? Well, I hope I did. Let me tell you, over here on the Big Island, we're about 1,500 feet up. So I'm pretty up. I feel good where I'm at when a major tsunami hits. We could pretty much just grab our video cameras and film it. But if you're residing along the coast, think about how you're going to evacuate when this goes down, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Scientists are already saying there's a 98% chance of it happening in Los Angeles within a year and a half, basically. Are you prepared? Like the caller said, have about 20 days worth of water, 20 days water. That's first off. Figure out how you're going to get to high ground as soon as possible. As soon as possible. What's going on? Earthquakes, HARP. That's what people want to know. That's what they want to know. And right, why now? Why now? Some people call it the end times. Is this the end times? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Now let's get to callers. Like I said, if you want to get to the top of the phone line, you got a lot of callers. You could get straight to the top by pressing number 1 on your keypad. Now let's bring them in. Area code 360. 360. You're there. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, how's it going? How you doing? A little silent there.
I'm good. Hi, my name is Yahweh Shai. I live on the Big Island too. I live in Hilo.
Oh, wow. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks. So I just wanted to say, the other night, I've been having sightings for the past few years, just constantly. And the other night, I was just kind of going through a lot of stuff, like finding a job and, like, you know, getting out here, like, all this bullshit that I don't really, all this stuff that I don't want to do because I kind of just want to go do a work trade on a farm. Anyway, long story short, the other night, after I came to a resolution and realized something, I went outside and looked at the sky, and for about 15 minutes I was just watching the stars, and a bunch of the chariots just kept flying by and showing themselves, and then I finally, at the end of it, I said Dawada, which is thank you in Hebrew, in ancient Lashon Kodash Hebrew, and one last one like shot down from the sky. And I just thought it was really significant, you know, times right now, and just wanted to put that out there. I saw them. I believe they're chariots of the Most High. And I'm not really a New Ager anymore. I believe that this is all prophecy, and it's in Scripture. So, yeah.
Wow, that's wow, but that's cool. And the Big Island, let me tell you, it's pretty tough out here. It's tough for just to, you know, find jobs or what have you. And we live in paradise, but yeah, there's a lot of rainbows and waterfalls, let me tell you. But it's not always rainbows and waterfalls at the same time, if you know what I'm saying. But there is activity right here in the Big Island, definitely. And what did you call these chariots, sir?
Chariots. Yeah, they're chariots, or Merkabah is what you could call it. And I believe they're angels. They're like what the so-called light workers and all that stuff that the New Age community called are actually just chariots of the Most High on our flat Earth, sure, with infinite waters on the other side of the firmament. Well, I don't know. That's just my own.
What about the Vimanas? Could they be known as the Vimana as well?
I don't know what that. I've never heard that word.
All right. Well, you might want to look it up. I think you might find it definitely interesting, and definitely have your camera ready. The Big Island's a hot spot for UFOs right here in Hawaii, and a lot of activity. I think I've seen some of these chariots that you're talking about, sir. So appreciate that call. Appreciate the call in. Now let's bring in more callers. They're lining up. It's getting hot right now. Monday night evening. Welcome to the show. 806. Hello, you there?
Oh, hey, what's up? Blake Cousins.
Yeah, hey, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing excellent, man. I've been trying to talk to you for so long. I love your videos and I love your YouTube channel.
Wow. Appreciate it, man. Things are going down, right? Things are going down. What about all these earthquakes all of a sudden?
Yeah, man. I mean, earthquakes happening. It could be USOs, UFOs. I mean, I just don't know nowadays. But what I really wanted to mention was chemtrails.
Yeah, did you see that video I just posted with the chemtrails playing chicken in the sky? I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, a lot of chemtrail action. What do you think it's all about? What are you calling in, sir? You got something?
That.
Great. That's what. Explain to me what we saw there. Some people are saying that there's a difference in altitude and there was no near collision. But when I look at the video, I enhanced it. You could see that there's some kind of disturbance with these chemtrails when they pass each other, being that they're very close in proximity. Too dangerous.
And I also believe that some of them could be from outer space. Honestly, they really can. And just the military is just trying to figure out what's going on, and they're also blindsided by this. That's why they have to keep everything top secret.
Have you ever seen a UFO yourself, sir?
I have seen a UFO so many times in Texas. Especially in Texas, we have vast, wide open areas and just nothing but stars. And, sometimes they're not stars. I do see 3 beings flying together. I've seen really orbitals just floating in the air by themselves. And I've seen them in the daylight too. And, people they're weather balloons, but I honestly believe that there's something else.
Well, you know what? It's cool that you check out Third Phase of Moon and you had an opinion on that video, because that's what it's all about. We want to hear people's opinions in regards to the submissions from around the world in regards to this UFO phenomenon captured on video. That to me is the most important thing. Video evidence, eyewitness evidence in collaboration with video evidence. It definitely would work in a criminal court. They would say, basically, proven innocent, that's a real UFO, or proven, however you want to state it. They would have to make up some kind of language to hold up in a court of law of what actually says, yep, that's something extraterrestrial. So much evidence out there. They got to figure this out. And I hope the new administration, Donald Trump, will figure this out. I got a lot of faith in him. He's going to do a lot better job than the Clintons did. They had 8 years in there, and Hillary was Secretary of State. She had some time. She had a lot of power. Nothing was done. But then again, I don't hear Donald Trump talking too much about it either. I don't hear him talking too much about space. How are you going to make a NASA talk? Maybe he's going to get NASA talking a little bit more. Let's see what's deep in their archives. All right, new callers. If you're there, say hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Blake?
How you doing? Where are you calling in from? Yep, welcome to the show. Hi.
Hey, how you doing, Blake? I'm Danny. I called before, and I live up here in Lancaster. And I never really got in. There's a couple of things I want to talk about real quick. I remember when I was a kid, my mom told me that she saw some flying disc, and it followed us from the San Fernando Valley all the way to Long Beach. And because we would go to this place called, we called it the Lagoon. It was like a.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Sure.
I can't hear. Yeah, thank you. Just a little bit louder. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah, we were driving from the San Fernando Valley over to Long Beach, and my mom saw this disc. She said, well, she was a flying saucer, and it was about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's summertime, and it was Sunday. We would drive there probably a couple times a month to go to this little place we spend the day, and she saw these discs flying, and it seemed like they were flying was all the way from the San Fernando Valley all the way to Long Beach. And it was just the strangest thing. I was probably 7, 8 years old, and I could hear them talking about this, And then my mom always talked about her father was in the Air Force in Washington. I'm not sure what base he was stationed at, but she also saw some unusual things that she could not explain as a young teenager. You know, seeing a lot of flying things in the air, but never could really put her finger on it. You know, so that was I just wanted to share that with you. So.
Hey man, that's cool. It's really neat that if your mom's telling you this stuff, you know, why would your mom lie to you, right? So obviously they saw something that they can't explain. So that's really cool. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you something maybe a little bit off the subject in regards to your mother's experience. What about Donald Trump? Do you think the Trumpster is going to do anything in regards to this? Maybe he's going to be different than the presidents in the past?
You know what? I sure hope so, because a lot of our tax dollars goes to these special projects that we don't know about. You know, like Area 51, and they have an unlimited resource of money, and the taxpayers pay for all that. So I think that he should push the envelope and see what's really going on over there in Area 51, whether he can. But I sure like to know a lot more, because I think there's a lot more that the government is holding back. But yet every taxpayer is paying for all that. I guess we're not big enough, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, a lot of questions about what's going to happen in the next 4 years, but in my opinion, give the guy a chance, and let's see what happens, because I got a feeling things are going down, and, you know, there's still a chance for the Obama administration to beat him to the punch. He's still president, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, I hear you.
Wow.
I feel like that's crazy. But, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you, Blake. I'm going to sit around and listen to the rest of the show, man. I appreciate it. You do a good job here.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for calling in. That's, you know, cool stuff, really good stories, and people have opinions, and that's really neat to share the opinions of the people to the world. Let me tell you, we have millions of people that watch Third Phase of Moon, millions of people that watch us every month. It's insane. Okay, 502. You're live on Third Phase of Moon. How you doing tonight?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Hey, thanks for calling in. What's your name?
My name is Jacob.
All right, Shaded.
It's Jacob.
Oh, Jacob. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, I called before, but it was during the summer. I have two things to share with you that I've learned. One was my father always, he's told me this, he still tells me now, growing up, he would always talk about this time he was sitting in his car, and he told me about this, how he noticed something was walking up to the car. This was late at night. He was by himself, and he said it had, like, red eyes, and it would just walk to the car and look at, like, it would look through the window. And he told me that he got so scared that he actually drove away. And he said he described the figure. He said it was really thin and gray. And every time he tells me this story, he just gets really, really scared, like he can't help himself.
Now that's the best thing, right? Like I just said, the last caller, a mom telling her son about her experience, and now you're being told from a family member about this, you know, out of this world experience, that somebody would say, hey, look, you need to go to, you need to get some help. You're seeing things. What kind of medication are you on? No, these guys they're dead serious. They saw something.
Okay, I got another one that I know you really like. My grandfather was in the Marine Corps in '68, and he told me that he's a radio operator, and he got the privilege to work with the cryptic stuff that was coming out at that time period. And he said he was stationed out in Florida during this time, and he got sent to a base. And he said when he went there, he noticed something really peculiar, and that people were driving into the base that looked like average citizens, but generals and higher-up officers were saluting them, and he found it quite, awkward. And he told me that when he went inside the base, he was walking through this file room, and he told me he walked across a file that he shouldn't have came across, and it said literally said on the title, how to treat aliens. And he told me he's never been so scared in his life, and he ran out of the room.
Incredible. This is wow. Third Phase Moon Radio, it surprises me all the time because we open up the lines, speaking to people. Basically, they're almost like family, and they're strangers at the same time, but they, you feel real comfortable sharing your stories to us. And wow, it sure makes me feel that we're doing something special, getting the word out. So now the big question is, what's going to happen next? We got Black Friday coming up. All the big sales happen on Black Friday. And now you got a bunch of protesters out there, a lot of clashing going on. You got a big transition happening. Transitions of power moving in and out. Big displacement of powers happening. So you just never know. You never know how it's all going to roll out. But I got a feeling there was a big event over there in Japan, and some of it might have been extraterrestrial involvement. Whatever Asaku captured over Japan was something amazing. So if there's anything out there that's incredible in regards to this Japan event happening right now, help me out. Find some contact. Send me the links, and we'll see if we could share their videos, because I got a feeling there's going to be all kinds of evidence coming in to Third Phase Moon. So we're going to have to cut this radio show a little short, but I got to get this stuff out. There's just so much information. But I invite you, everybody, the world, to join me this Friday. And we're going to be doing it again live, taking your calls from around the world. And it's going to be the same time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tell your friends, tell everybody that that has questions. If they've seen something, they've got an experience, tell them, call into Third Phase Moon and share it to the world, because it's their duty as a privileged person to have witnessed something. It's your duty as a human, as being part of the human race, witnessing another race, an extraterrestrial race. You witness them, and you're not telling anybody. Do it now, and do it on Friday on Third Phase Moon Radio every Friday and Monday night. This is Blake Cousins. Keep your eyes on the skies, everybody. Have your cameras ready. Get some good cameras. Keep your hands steady, too. That's what it's all about. Keep good, steady shots. Don't shake the camera all around. Get some good reference, background, foreground. It really helps. If anybody is in close proximity while you're shooting a UFO, yell out really loud and say, UFO in the sky. Get people's attention. Get them looking up. And they will believe that we're not alone. Let me tell you, collaboration, cooperation of evidence makes you feel good, doesn't it? All right, everybody. Stay tuned. Third Phase of Moon on our YouTube channel. Daily updates. You never know what you'll see there. Blake Cousins. Be safe, everybody. We'll see you again next time.